1. Hey guys, Ron Onesti here from the Arcada Theater, and I am hanging with you talk legends, you talk icons, you talk people who paved the way for popular music as it is today. Back almost actually a little bit over 60 years, Bobby Hatfield and Bill Medley got together and created an actual movement, an actual genre of music. And to this day, the legacy continues with the great Bucky Hurd, who's been by us several times. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today. And we are looking so forward to April 10th at the Arcada Theater and your visit. And is this supposed to be one last time?
Well, it is. It's what we're really trying. I mean, we have a lot of stuff to sort out, and we have some existing contracts we have to fulfill, and we really would like to get back to all the places that were very good to us, and the so we'd like to see as many of our fans as possible, and possibly and say goodbye. But we're not quite sure. We do know that we need to slow down, and well, Bucky doesn't,
I'm
but I
like,
do.
rock, let's go.
Yeah. So it's closing in. Yes.
Well, if I have a vote in the matter, let me just say, keep on rocking. Bucky, what does this mean to you? Is this a tour where you're teetering kind of on the end of an era kind of thing? What does this mean to you?
Yeah, I try not to think about it too much. It's like my kid's about to go to college, and if I think about it, I get sad. So it's
Yeah.
it's like Bill said, I'm sure this will. I know him. That we'll keep going in some form or fashion. We'll be doing some shows here and there. I just got a feeling. But uh, as far as I go, I'm gonna be with Bill until he's done in whatever capacity that is. And I'm about to go to Nashville and pursue some rock and roll music, some originals, and try to get out there as my own artist. So that's going to be kind of my next step.
Yeah, it's kind of good news and bad news for Bucky. One thing is one door is kind of closing, and another door is opening for him, and I think it's very exciting for Bucky. I wish I was back to his age and starting over again, but there just comes a time the audiences are a certain age, and I'm a certain age, and but we do want to get around to all the places that have been very good to us over the years and the fans. So we don't quite know how long it's going to take.
Well, I gotta say that it's really incredible. We put on so many shows. I've been doing this for a few years myself, and had the honor and privilege to working with you guys for so many of them. And when you guys come to town, the audience is that much more special. These are people who really appreciate the music. They lived the music, and I don't have to tell you how much your music has touched people from a music appreciation standpoint to that song that really hit hard for them sometime in their life. And I watch them from backstage. That's the privilege that I have when people are watching you. I get to stand backstage and not only enjoy your music and your show, but also watch the audience and see how they are affected, literally affected by your show. And it's got to be a great feeling to know that you've had that kind of an impact on your audiences.
Well, it's truly amazing. I mean, we were just so fortunate to get have Love and Feeling written for us, and Unchained Melody was just one of our favorite songs from the 50s. And Time in My Life, Soul and Inspiration. We've just had some songs that have touched a lot of people. And the great thing is that Bucky and I go out after the show and sign autographs and meet the people and this and that. And the stories that we hear, that certainly is a lot that's kept me going, for 60 years. And uh, so it's wonderful. It's just the traveling that's beating me up pretty good. So we're trying to figure out a way, you know, to like back off a little, but still be in there and not have the traveling take such a toll on
Yeah,
us.
flying, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I know that's brutal. You would think at this time in our life with technology, we could just kind of flash a laser at you and just blast you into St. Charles,
That's gonna be great.
blast you home 20 minutes later. I mean, it's coming. Just so I'm asking, hang on. That time is coming when the air flight is
You
going to
just don't
be
want to end up on the other
removed,
side
and
with
we're
like your
literally
arm
like
coming
the
off your head.
Jetsons.
yeah, exactly. Well, that would be nice. That certainly
I
would be
know, right? We just had last week we had Tony Orlando. I know your good friend
right.
doing
Sure.
his last of his last three shows. I did his last two. He's
Yeah.
got one more coming up, and same situation. Loves to perform, loves the people, still has it. But man, that traveling, the way they do it, the way they make it so difficult these days, I can understand that it's not easy.
Yeah.
No, it's not easy. I mean, but the show, I mean, yeah, like we say, you pay us to travel. You don't pay us to do the show. We do the show for nothing. The show is, you know, uh, is a winning situation. Uh, and speaking of the show, I mean, the show is still, I mean, we do, thank God, 90% of 99% of our show is hit records. And so the show, we know why the audiences are there. They're there to hear those songs. I mean, if Bucky and I went to see Little Richard or Chuck Berry or Kiss, he's a big Kiss fan. I
Right,
would
brother.
kiss him off. But I love Kiss. And
I love to kiss.
I like to kiss. I like to snuggle too.
Right.
But if we went to see those acts, and we went to see an act recently, and 60% of their show was stuff that brand new stuff that they did, a new album, and everybody, they liked it. It was cool, but man, that just isn't why they were there.
You're waiting, waiting.
Yeah, it's really disappointing, man. So we know why they're there, and we know why we're there. We feel privileged to be able to do those songs. I mean, Love and Feeling was the most played record in the history of American radio, so it touched somebody.
Yeah.
Oh my God, everybody. And that's the magic. If you hear a Beatles song, that's British invasion. If you hear a Motown song, we know what that is. If you hear Zeppelin, it's a genre. But when we hear your songs, it's such a crossover to whether it's to almost every genre, including even country to a degree. I mean, everybody loves Righteous Brothers music, and hopefully you're not going to lose that righteous feeling. I know over the next few months. All hit show. You're going to give some. I got to think this show, even though most of your show, or all of your shows, you just said are 99% hits, but I got to think these shows are going to be a little bit more story based, memory based. Will you be sharing a little bit more of that with the audience?
Well, yeah, we try to. I'm very insecure. I feel if I'm talking too much, I'm putting the audience to sleep. But if it's interesting, if it's and Bucky, put Bucky to sleep. But but if it's interesting stuff or how the song came about or this and that, yeah, we try and do a little bit of that. We don't wear them out with it.
I think it's perfect.
Yeah, it's just enough, and I get to tell them how much we that they changed our life. They gave us the most incredible life in the world, and they did. I had nothing to do with it. Recorded some great songs, but the audience, it's pretty amazing. They will take what they want, no more, no less. And
Right.
you can think you have a hit record, but you release it and the audience says no, or you release something you go,
Next.
"Mm, I don't know, and it's a big hit.
Like Unchained Melody was a B-side.
B-side, yeah, Unchained
Was it
Melody,
really?
yeah, it was a B-side to our third release with Phil Spector, and uh, and he was famous for putting a real bad song on the B side, so you would play his side, the A side, because I produced the albums. He didn't produce the albums. He
Oh,
asked me
really?
to do And I
Bill's
produced,
playing piano on
yeah,
Unchained Melody.
yeah, I produced
No
Sunshine
kidding.
Melody, and by accident, and which probably didn't make Phil very happy. But yeah, it was just a wonderful accident. But somehow, some way, yeah, it's really true what you said. I never thought of it that, if it's a Motown record, it's a Motown record. If it's this,
Yeah,
it's a that. And apparently, the Righteous Brothers music was just good American music, whatever that is. That isn't what we intended to do, but I'm sure glad we fell in that category.
Give you a category, I guess. They felt the need and they created this blue eyed soul thing that
Wow.
you've been kind of used as part of your description. But if you really pick it apart, blue eyed soul, what does that mean? I mean, it really does encompass everything. And that's what your show does. Bucky, I got to think that, you got this gig, you earned this gig. I mean, this is
Well,
to be able to be next to this guy and try to carry on. Of course, not fill shoes, but at least be able to shine the shoes of Bobby Hatfield.
yeah.
Um, I got to think this has got to be almost a surreal experience for you.
I was just talking. I said it last night on stage before I sing one of my solos. I said, uh, the it's hard to even describe to people what it's like when you I sat in my room as a kid playing these records, and I wore out. Rock and Roll Heaven was my favorite Righteous Brothers song.
Yeah.
'74. I was sitting in my room playing that record, and over and over to the point where no lie, my mom had to buy me a second 45 because I wore it out playing it. And now to be, even after doing this for 9 years, all of a sudden I kind of come to on stage, look over and I'm like, that's Bill Medley, and I'm up here singing with him, and it's just your mind just goes, how did this happen? Well, it's surely divine intervention.
well,
Or
he
I think
does an
that's one of the
incredible
reasons
job.
why we really love you as part of this, Bucky, because it's obvious that of course you bring to the stage the talent, the harmony, the appreciation, but we can really see that you're a fan, and that transcends and that actually underscores the whole performance and makes it a 1 plus 1 equals 3
yeah,
equation. So having you
on this,
there,
when yeah, I feel like sometimes when Bill's talking, like he says, he gives little tidbits of, this is the first song that we wrote, blah 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 blah, and he's talking out, and I'm standing over the side, and it's like I'm not sitting in the audience, but I'm like an audience member at that, and I'm staring at him, and they're staring at him. We're going, yes, Bill. What's next?
Yes, Mr. Medley.
Yeah, yeah. It is exactly like that, man. Like sometimes I feel like an audience member, even though I'm on stage next to it.
well, that's the definition of
Yeah,
being surreal. Like,
yeah,
what am I doing here? This can't,
yeah.
you'd say pinch me, but wait a second. Don't pinch me.
I don't
I
want to
don't
wake
want
up.
to wake
This is
up
a
from
dream.
this. I want to live this, and you are living it. So
And
I
we
got to tell you again, you've played by us several times already, Bucky. Bill, I don't even know what to say. My heart is so heavy. I'm looking so forward to April 10th when you're joining us. I'm not going to say, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say for the last time. I am going to be a believer. I am going to keep praying. I'm going to pray to Buddha or anybody who'll listen just to make sure that you come back to us again. But before that, April 10th, the Arcada Theater, coming back, the Righteous Brothers, all the hits, all the stories, legend, icon, and an amazing individual in Bucky Hurd. Guys, thank you so much, man. Can't wait to see you.
God
Thank
bless you. We
you.
can't wait to see you. We can't wait to see the people.
It's gonna.
We love the people. We don't call them fans, we call them friends.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? And we got to get going here. I said
Go
this would
ahead.
be quick, but I could do this all freaking day with you guys. But let me just share one really quick thing. So the other day, I very rarely answer the phone around the theaters and stuff. We got a whole process, but I will answer it. And I actually got a message. There was a message into our info. If you email to the theater, and it said, "Is it really Bill going to be there, or is it a tribute show?" Because it's very important to me. And I'm like, which I could understand that because these days it's really so many tributes out there because as you
Sure.
know, the guys are retiring or passing, you know, other people are coming in. But I called this lady and I said, no, no, this is the real deal. And she started crying. She said, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I just lost my husband a month ago.
Oh, gee.
And oh yeah, and the Righteous Brothers was our band. I can't tell you how many romantic evenings, how many important evenings that were came as a result, or we were joined by the Righteous Brothers, and we bought these tickets before this is going to be on our anniversary, and
Wow.
the week of our anniversary, and he passed, and I just want you to tell those guys what they mean, what they've meant to me and my husband and my family. It was something that helped us get through our lives. There wasn't a holiday, there wasn't a birthday, there was definitely not an anniversary when Righteous Brothers music wasn't played. So there's just one story of probably a million.
Well, that, man, that's very touching to both Bucky and I, but especially to Bobby and I. I mean, that's and the veterans. Our music was very big in Vietnam in the middle of the '60s, and listen, and it helped brought a little bit of home to them out there. And listen, if that's all we did, if we didn't make any money, if we just did it to eat, it would be worth it. And that's what it's all about. And leaving that is probably the toughest part of it.
Well, once again, guys, God bless you. Thank you for the honor of allowing me to present your show again on April 10th at the Arcada Theater. And God's blessings with you guys on the road. Be safe, be healthy. And I don't even know if I'll sleep till April 10th. I'll see you guys then.
Thank you, man. See you
We
then.
really appreciate it, man. Thank you guys very much.